I'm the sun, no, don't be a dork. Hi guys, so today I want to take you on a craft tour, if you will, of all the things in my apartment that I created craftily. So that's like from coasters to wall hangings, it's mostly wall hangings, little placemats. That's basically it for the most part, but there's quite a few of those. So the idea is just to show you what's around, and then in the future I'll probably do some tutorials, I guess. So let's begin. Okay, I'm going to start with these two pieces. These are two embroidery pieces I completed at some time last year. Obviously they're inspired by moon phases, and I made one with the moons filled in and one with just the moon outline. Next is this piece. It's a little sun macrame piece. I was actually requested to do a sun piece from someone I know on Instagram, and she wanted something like this, but then in the end we went another direction and she wanted it with like yellow thread and kind of a double ring situation. So I'm left with it, which I don't mind because it's super cute. Okay, so I went through a major coaster phase. Yeah, just making a lot of coasters. So I've got like a huge stack of coasters that I made here. I mean, this isn't the stack, there's more. I just made a bunch and I was like, I'm gonna sell these on Etsy, and they're still not on Etsy. It could happen, but they're around my house, so they're included here in this stuff I made around my apartment tour. So I like all the colors. If it feels like I'm rushing, it's because the sun is setting and I'm trying to make the most of the sunlight. So continuing on, as you can see, I have a piece here hanging. It's a very simple piece that has a lot of meaning for Muslims. So it is inspired like by the footsteps of our Prophet, peace be upon him. And the idea is like to follow in his footsteps. I guess that's like the easiest way to explain it. So I had that. I think it's pretty cute, and yeah, I appreciate its simplicity, I guess. Look at me appreciating my own work. And on this side, I have another embroidery piece. It's an embroidery piece I completed in a plant embroidery class, and obviously you have to embroider a plant, and I decided to try to embroider a eucalyptus plant, and this is what I ended up with. And I think it's pretty cute. I especially think it's cute because I hang it next to an actual eucalyptus plant, which I will show you. Yeah, so this is the eucalyptus plant. On the other side of this painting that I bought from an artist, I didn't do this. I have my eucalyptus embroidery, and I think that's pretty cute. And we're gonna swing you around now to this side. This also isn't mine, this is something my mom did, but I have it here. So this is a sun, obviously a sun inspired macrame wall hanging. This is a Kaaba inspired wall hanging. I'll put a picture if you don't know what I'm referring to. Once you see it, you'll kind of get what I'm going for. And then a moon, another moon inspired hanging. So this is a chandelier type piece, which I quite like. Here's a little close up of the knots. Like that. So there's this one. Next, I have a mat that I made. I don't know if it looks a little bit dirty. It might seem it because I would sit my pot plants on it. So there's this mat. Then I have this piece here. A bit random. I don't know what I was inspired by as much as it was to do something a bit different. Got a few different things happening. Feel close up, bit of multicolored situation. There's that. Then I have this one, which I think is quite cute and delicate. I got some fake flowers and I made it a part of the piece. Pretty cute. So I decided to move back to this side because there's less happening on this wall, so I can hold it up against less stuff. So next I have another sun piece. Mostly I like it not just because of the color, but I think I made this piece up with scraps left over from other pieces, so that made me feel good about not chucking it away. So this is one. And then there's this one, which is probably one of the biggest pieces I've ever made. This took me about a few months, mostly because I kept undoing it and then redoing it and changing things up because I didn't like it. Like I didn't like what I was doing and I undid it anyway. So this was the final product and I really like it. Yeah, and then there's this piece, which I made. I think it looks much nicer from further away, really interesting. And I like the two-toned look of it. Next we have another two-tone piece, but this time with like a gray, blue, and then a cream. It's a bit simple, but I feel like it's like nice and delicate looking. And I don't know, vintagey looking, even though it's not vintage because I made it. Yep, there's this one. So there's this mirror that I made. It's the regular mirror, and then I have a big ring, and then I did macrame on the edges of the ring, and then I stuck it on. So there is that. I'll show you close up what the edges of the mirror look like, and that's my camera, as you can see. But so yep, this is another one that I made. It's actually really simple. There wasn't much to it, but there's just a lot of like loose rope, and I cut the bottom in a way that it's a little bit interesting looking. So we're at the last piece, and this is the one and only piece that's actually in my room. I have it hanging in the corner. I don't know what I was thinking, to be fair. It was just a bunch of random stuff and trying a bunch of different knots, and this is how it turned out. It has a little fringe at the bottom. But yeah, this one probably has to be one of my favorite pieces, which is why it's in my room. Okay guys, so that about wraps up my craft tour. You'll notice that a lot of the pieces I was showing you, I was holding them with my hand, and that's because they're not all hanging around the apartment. I did at one point have a bunch of my pieces hanging together in like one section of the wall, but since then I realized that I prefer less wall hangings like in the space, because I feel like then you can appreciate each piece more and it really gets to shine. As for the pieces that aren't hanging, I'm going to try to find new homes for it, maybe sell it on Etsy, maybe give some as gifts. If there was any piece that you liked that you would be interested in learning how to make, you could let me know in the description and I can try to make a tutorial for it. But yeah, hopefully you found this remotely helpful or interesting or inspiring. Maybe you're gonna want to make some pieces to decorate your home with. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe if you want to see more lifestyle craft like this one or singing videos. I might end with a little song, but which one? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought through love they'd be making one as lovely as she. Isn't she